Hello everyone, welcome to Clacking Keyboards, also known as Mosaic Minds. I'm your host, Vince, alongside my best pal,
Tristan. By the way, Vince, the navigational controls on the SS Badass are kind of screwing around here. Gotta fix the calibration.
Well, and our new, recurring guest, so she can announce herself now.
Probably.
I'm really bad at that, but anyways, it's Maya.
I don't see you could be bad at saying your own name.
But I'm really bad at introducing myself, so I just kind of don't do it.
It's like, and it's me, Maya. You say something like that.
And we have
regardless, I think that point has been made.
Yeah, probably. I could just imagine one day, like, we have a guest, and it's like, and we have a recurring guest, and the person just sits there for a while. Who am I again? What's my name?
He's a goddamn invisible person.
And in the immortal words of Dean Winchester, son of a bitch. Sadly, aside from Maya, I think I'm the only one that watches Supernatural.
Yeah. You should watch Supernatural. I haven't watched it. This reminds me of Reaper.
Reminds you of what?
There was an old show back on the States, and I don't think it ever aired in Canada, but it was on My 9.
It's probably why I've never heard of it before.
And basically, Mother dates the Grim Reaper.
It's called Reaper?
Yep.
Just Reaper?
Yeah, Reaper. And apparently this mom marries some guy or dates some guy who's apparently either Satan or Grim Reaper, and a bunch of supernatural shit happens, and the child and the mother has to go stop him. Because the father's an asshole.
I've heard of this, but no, it never did air in Canada.
It's basically Supernatural, but
it sounds more like it's a comedy.
I think it's supposed to be a little silly, but I think it's not overly serious, but it probably is just that.
Huh. Yeah, it definitely was never broadcast in Canada.
Well then, what to those people who live on the border? Well, near the border. Do they get a somewhat signal?
I don't think so. I mean, we used to have some American shows, but after a while it kind of, did its thing. Yeah.
Alright. Also, I want to try something with you, Tris.
Oh no. What is it?
I was thinking about it. I wanted to try it. Now, basically, Canada and America want to make their borders very, very direct. And I'm talking about, like, they mowed down this entire area that divides America and Canada. No grass, no leaves, no nothing, just markers are on it. And I thought it'd be pretty fucking cool if we all maybe a couple of friends, some of your friends, start from the top of America and from bottom Canada, basically, and we will walk across it.
Wait, so you're telling me you want to take this ridiculous Lord of the Rings-esque trip across Canada and
United States,
U.S.
From basically from where you are, from British Columbia, all the way to Alberta.
Huh.
Around those regions.
We could try it, but we would need a lot of equipment, and we would need a lot of free time, and we would need to pretty much quit our day jobs.
What is our day jobs?
My day job is generally this. Aside from that, I just do my night jobs.
Podcast on the go.
Podcast on the go. That would be...
We'll pre-record an episode and hit by Starbucks and upload an episode.
Actually, it would be even more interesting if we could do it, like, in the wilderness and whatnot, so you could have, like, one of us...
surrounded by wilderness.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting just to, like, have a recording where one of us is making a fire, and then the other one is constantly cursing at the fact that the guy can't get the fire ready, and then when the fire finally is ready, you have the guy who's making the fire screaming bloody murder because he fell into the fire.
Actually, we could document it by video recording.
We could, yes. That would be a little bit like Into the Wild, though, wouldn't it?
Well, probably. But I mean, it'd be just like those... Like, it'd be kind of like a compilation of just days walking through there, and we only put in bits that were interesting days, not just like Oh, today we just walked and he said something funny and we just made a run-on joke about it for about half an hour. And then we just kept on walking. No, it would just be stupid. But, you know, you make a joke. Like with something interesting that happens or exciting.
I don't know how I feel about this, but apparently Supernatural has an anime series.
That is kind of ridiculous.
I think so. I don't think that should be a thing that is.
Well,
Who just coughed up a lung?
Maya,
Hmm?
did you cough up a lung?
No.
Who coughed up a lung?
My lungs are somehow intact.
Somehow intact. Like God was like, no, we have to keep these lungs intact for now.
Which is a bit of a surprise, honestly.
Gee, thanks for your never-ending support.
No problem, Jess.
Oh boy. I never want to watch this.
What?
The Supernatural anime series. It looks friggin' hilarious. But, I mean, it's just, it shouldn't be something.
Well, why shouldn't it exist?
Because it's good enough with live action. It doesn't need to be turned into an anime.
Well, what if someone felt it just isn't good enough with its fancy CGI?
Well, what if you shut up?
Well, then there would be a show. Then it'd just be you and Maya talking.
Or it would just be me.
It would just be you.
Yeah, probably that. I
Oh,
was a
gee.
bit distracted.
A bit?
I was painting my nails.
Oh.
She finds the show so exciting, she wants to multitask.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm just joking.
Also, and I learned something very strange today. Apparently, if you make more than 4 donations to a blood drive, they start calling you all the time and asking you to donate more blood.
That's why I don't ever want to do it.
You have to at least try it once.
Nope. My blood is staying in my body where it belongs.
See, I don't mind giving blood. What I would have a problem with is receiving blood because, like, I wouldn't know where that blood came from.
Yeah, but they do test it to make sure the person doesn't have AIDS and whatnot.
I am aware, but it would still freak me out to have someone else's blood in my veins.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe you should stop donating blood, because maybe that person that you donated the blood to has the exact same fear that you do.
That's
Well,
irony.
we'll just have to get over it because they need the blood, and just a second. Hello?
You know, that would be very ironic. Like, one day you donate your
What?
own blood, and then you get it back.
That would be a little weird. I bet,
Okay.
I'm sure something like that has happened.
It has to have happened. Someone who has to donate more than about 80 times must have had that happen.
I wonder if we're interrupting her phone call.
Let's just keep talking. Tell us something.
Okay.
Yes, I actually got a call about that about 2 weeks ago, and I told the woman at the bank that I wasn't able to pick it up so that it didn't matter and to forget about it.
Bank binds, everybody.
Today we're going to discuss how to rule the world.
No,
With our money.
Yes, it's called owning a bank.
If you own a bank, you have the possibility to be a world dictator.
Yay, world dictated.
Me too.
You can be the next Joseph Stalin.
Sorry about
Next
that.
Joseph.
I read it as Joseph.
I read it as nothing.
You can also be the next Hitler.
Yay!
I don't understand anything that's going on because I was just on the phone, but that doesn't sound like a good thing.
Well, we were talking about, we heard you talk about a bank, and then we're like, interest goes bank mines, and I said, today we're going to discuss how we're going to take over the world.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And how to take over the world? You must own a bank, and you could be like Hitler, Stalin, what's another guy that Attila the Hun.
Yeah.
He was a good dictator. You could be, what's that guy who's leader of Cuba? I can't remember his name.
Fidel Castro.
Castro, thank you. Or you could be infamous dictator Tropico Quill 18. He's a YouTuber for those who don't know. One of my favorites. And
I do not.
You should watch him. He plays a lot of strategy games, but he makes it really fun to watch.
I do not.
Believe me, he plays this one game where it's like... Actually, you might like it because you might like it in a sense because how ridiculous he gets with this stuff. Like in a game, Tropico, he either goes dictator or capitalist, and it's always dictator on the end by being this massive owner of this Tropico city and making everyone else feel like shit. Anyway, back to the topic. So, what else were we going to talk about today? Actually, one thing I've noticed.
One thing you've noticed.
We have not done a new dumb law of the year.
Oh my god, you're right.
This is a very special moment.
Dumbest laws of... I'm going to do it even better. I'm going to do dumbest laws of 2013.
Alright, if it's a countdown list,
In which case,
10 to
this
1.
In which case, this is actually newest laws. All right.
Should we put the top on the list and just go down from there?
Apparently, this is not surprising. It is a law against the law to have sex with a corpse in Illinois.
Whoa! The same people do something right. Let's give a round of applause, people.
That's already been on the show, Tristan.
What? I was looking at laws that apparently are new. So...
It can't be new enough. You discussed it like a month ago.
Well, we can...
and yes, I remember things like this.
Well, I didn't know about this one, so I'm sure you didn't know about it. Yes, I know everything. California prison workers will no longer be allowed to have sex with inmates.
Wow.
Makes me wonder how long that's going on.
Wow, you take away their rights and their transvestites. Something's going wrong. Next, they say take away the cigarettes and wait for a riot to happen.
That would be a very bad thing.
It's not bad. It's not a bad thing for the person who's getting fucked in the ass. I mean, he's fucking loving it.
Well, yes, riots in general are not good.
They aren't good, you're right. But, I mean, if they take away cigarettes or anything like that to them, that one little glimpse into that free world they left and install it into this concrete fortress, in a sense.
Okay, fair enough.
It's hard for...
Trying to find another one. Oh, in Hawaii, you will be fined for riding in the back of a passenger car without a seatbelt. However, you can ride in the bed of a pickup truck with absolutely no safety equipment.
Wait, what? You can't ride in the back of a bus, but you can ride in the back of a truck?
You can't ride in the back of a car without a seatbelt, but you can ride... okay.
You can ride in the back of a pickup without any equipment at all.
Wow, the rednecks have got something new to do.
Well, that would be...
Well, actually, would anyone ever want to try that? I mean, I would like to try one.
Riding in the back of a pickup truck?
Yeah,
I used to do it all the time as a kid.
I've done it before.
Yeah, my parents won't let me. My dad owns this pickup truck and won't let me jump in the back.
I mean, granted, it was usually just like on the farm, but we still used to do it all the time as kids. When it's really not safe is when you have a 14-year-old driving the pickup.
Well, you know, it's even worse when you have a narcoleptic driving.
I suppose.
Even worse than that, you have a person who's schizophrenic and a narcoleptic.
This is a possibility. Also, I hate to say this, but I'm not usually one that's very, shallow, I suppose. But I will admit, if I saw this person in a dark alleyway, I would assume that they want to kill me.
Can I see this photo?
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm sending it to the both of you, and you can give me your own little opinion on it. I think this person would want to kill
a
me.
dark alleyway, okay?
Specifically a dark alleyway.
Holy shit!
See?
Oh my goodness.
So,
Oh my goodness.
I'm not using
I'm
the
gonna
one
have
to judge
nightmares
people.
now. Thanks, Tris.
No problem.
Oh my goodness.
I've never heard you say, oh my goodness, so much.
It was a shock.
It's so terrifying. Anyone who watch, I'm not even gonna put it in the description. No one's gonna see. I'm not giving that curse of a nightmare to the people who listen to this. You goddamn people's your memory is saved. But if you ever look up Lizzie Velasquez, I can't say, I don't know Spanish very well, so I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but Velasquez. Velasquez, thank you. At thisgives-me hope.com/WP-Lizzie-Velasquez.jpg or JPG, whatever. Anyway,
I'd like to just take this time to just talk about how some feminists can be absolutely insane.
really, Tris, when was
Yep.
this? What brings you to
Well,
this idea? I'm not being
there's-
sarcastic. I'm just
No, I know. There's an article I found in which a radical feminist decided that normal intercourse between a male and female, and she has a lot of points in this, is always wrong. And the way she states it is that you have a couple points, you have 6 points, and I'll read all of them. 1, intercourse is always rape. 2,
What?
yeah, exactly. 2, intercourse is the very means through which men oppress women, from which women are not allowed to escape.
Wait, what? Who the fuck does she have sex with?
I think she's a lesbian.
Who the fuck did she fuck?
I don't know. Probably a rapist.
Rapist.
Anyway, 3, men use women as useful objects and instruments for penetration, and women are dehumanized by this act. It is therefore an act of violence. That is her own words.
May I quote on this, Tris? May I make a comment?
Yes.
Okay, now obviously in the bedroom, you have something called a male. Now they have something called a penis.
Yep.
And the female has something called the vagina. Now the vagina is a hole and the male's penis is a stick. Now the stick goes in the vagina to cause pleasure for both people
I
at a
wouldn't
resting
really-
pace.
I wouldn't really call it a stick.
I'm just using it as an example here to be subtle here, Tris. You have to do it for the children.
Vince, if we had any children that listen to this series, they're probably very far gone in corruption by now.
Most of them are probably alcoholics. Anyway, so
This is probably why we don't have people that love us anymore.
probably. Anyway, and it just causes pleasure. Now I don't know who the fuck she had sex with. I think it's that. I don't know what dominant male she met to, or dominant female.
No idea.
Neither do I. But whatever makes you think that someone must have fucked you wrong, I'm saying. My father would have laughed at this, to be honest, and he's a bigger pervert than me.
Well, that's something. Anyway, so 4, 5, and 6, and all of these are quoted from her. 4, intercourse is, and this one makes me laugh, inherently harmful to women, and intentionally so, because it causes pregnancy in women.
Wow, really? So then you should. So she believes the human race should have died off about 10,000 years ago or so.
Apparently.
Or, you know, we'll appeal to a bunch of Judeo-Christians and all that stuff. About 6,000 years ago. And apparently, apparently it causes pain. Well, no shit! Your stuff is something about the size of a watermelon through a lemon. There's something that's about the size of a lemon. How do you... I'm sorry, this person
The
is
fuck?
aggravating.
Oh, this is even more aggravating. This is funny. Apparently, her summary of the act of intercourse is, quote, a man mounting on a woman to thrust a large member of himself into her most intimate parts, often forcing her to be entirely naked, banging himself against her with the whole weight of his body and hips, shaking her like he would stuff a corpse, then using her insides as a receptacle for his penile dejection.
Now,
apparently that's how she views sex.
Now, apparently she fucked a lot of guys. Their penises are about the size of the Eiffel Tower. Of the same thickness.
She might have gotten injured once or twice.
Yeah, you know, it happens sometimes, but apparently that's how she views sex. I'm sorry, she fucked guys with very large members, but
what the hell?
She can't think that.
What the heck? Her sex one actually just makes me wonder. The only reason that women don't feel raped when there is intercourse is because, quote, men broke down our barriers very skillfully and progressively from birth, breaking down our natural defenses to pain and invasion, our confidence in our perceptions, and sensations of fear and disgust that tell us male sexual invasion is painful, harmful, and traumatic, and moreover, the fact that we may not feel raped doesn't mean it's not rape. There's just no need for intercourse. Our bodies weren't made for that. A big clue is that every hetero female's first time is painful. No other form of stimulation is painful. Never, i.e.
Tris, I'm gonna say this now before you finish, because stop.
I don't want to finish.
All right, I'm just gonna make a comment. I want you to comment on this.
Honestly, it's very insulting.
Thank you.
I was wondering what your view on it was.
By this.
A rational person on the show who can defy an irrational person.
So, what are your thoughts on this whole comeuffin?
I do not think that heterosexual sex is rape 100% of the time. That does not make sense to me. I do not feel dehumanized.
Well, that's good.
She doesn't cry in a corner, after she's been done, after it's done and all that.
No, I don't just sit there and cry. That's not how it works. I mean, I'm just really trying to figure out how, if, as she states, our barriers are broken down from birth by men so that we don't think that sex is rape, how exactly does she know that it is?
Well, apparently she describes her first time being very painful. Apparently she fucks a lot of people with very large soda can, about 2-liter soda bottle-based members that can somehow squeeze through there.
Yeah, that would be painful, yes.
This is really amusing. I'm looking at the comments, because it really starts off with the person
that's the best part of this whole thing. I want read these people's names out, because fuck it, we don't get our own comments, we're going to read other comments.
This is true. Okay, well, in the beginning of the article, I didn't read this, but someone was actually quoting all of this to just emphasize how ridiculous this person is. And they actually put a warning at the beginning saying, yes, you'll probably feel dumber after you read this.
I don't feel dumb, I feel enraged. I want to smack her, actually. I don't believe in violence, but god damn.
Anyway, so one Gina Yarber, 3 hours ago, said, well, you warned me, but I read it anyway, and I actually felt my IQ drop. This chick needs a therapist stat. How can anyone be this stupid? The way that men oppress women? Are you kidding me? Intercourse inherently harmful to women? Sweetie, then you're doing it wrong. Sex between two loving people is the most incredible experience to mankind. Sorry you'll never experience it.
Read 2 more, and then I just want to rant, and then we'll move on. Has to click through a lot.
To be fair, there's... I don't know, there's one woman that said that they actually understand where she's coming from, and that some hetero females do feel like just an object of sex to the male. But to be quite fair, males actually have the exact same sort of a thought sometimes.
One of them.
Huh?
My ex used... Believe me, Tris, you would be surprised on how that happened, but she did basically that. Because she knew I was willing to. But anyway, moving on. One more comment?
No, I don't have any other comments on that.
Alright, rant time, the Tris slap time. An open letter to this whore. Dear random woman I don't know, I believe everyone's beliefs should be solidified and everyone should be happy with their own beliefs. But your beliefs in sexual intercourse just makes me want to beat a baby over the head. Because it just makes no sense. And anyway, yes, some things can be true, like women feeling like sexual objects. But also, you know...
Men have the same thoughts sometimes.
Same thoughts sometimes as well, but does not mean you should be fucking all the time to make yourself feel like you're being raped, apparently. I have no idea who you have sex with, but apparently you have sex with many men whose penises are about the size of the Sears Tower in Chicago.
Thank you. You didn't say Eiffel Tower. I was wondering if you were going to repeat your last one.
I'm not gonna. I don't try to repeat my penis jokes, Tris. Now, and I don't know why you feel that it's just this way, but please, for the love of God, someone has to fuck you right. You don't even need a therapist. You need to pay a stripper to make you feel right.
Oh, wow, that's...
Hey, I'm being cold here. I don't like... This person made me feel like just enraged over this. This is, like, ridiculous. And finally, with a closing thought, I have no idea why you believe in such nonsense, that the human body isn't made for sexual intercourse, mainly because the vagina and penis are both opposites and equals at the same time, causing something called a child to be born. Childbirth is supposed to be painful because you're delivering a human child about the size of a watermelon through something that has muscles that are always contracting. What else would it be, to be honest? No, it's just for, to make someone feel degraded. It wouldn't be there then. That's it. Closing thoughts.
Fun fact about childbirth. The fetus is not fully developed at 9 months. It's just that women cannot carry the baby past 9 months, or else giving birth would kill them 100% of the time.
That's actually kind of... Wait, but then what about...
They're developed enough to survive outside of the womb, which is why we give birth to them at that time.
Around that time. Well, what about some people who were born like 7 months old, like my brother?
Yeah. I had that.
6'3", man, and he's very fit, very strong.
Yeah.
No, that happens, but the fetus, I believe, is not developed properly until it's like 12, 13 months old.
But like
and the body cannot carry them for that long.
But their
because of all of the pressure on the organs.
Well, you see, that's an interesting fact told by Maya. Thank you. And that is our closing thought for that.
I'm surprised that Maya didn't have more to say on that whole thing.
I'm still just very insulted, and I can't really come up with anything to say right now.
Listen, rant. Do what I did. Make fun of the situation.
This is true.
You have about a minute and 56 seconds. Me and Tristan are not going to talk about anything, and we have no to talk about. Make a rant about it.
I don't want to. It's not really worth it. It's that stupid.
Wow.
Well done.
That's incredible. That takes some goal. Well, anyway, whoever this person is really needs to learn that there are other things to do, and this idea... I mean, I don't know how she masturbates, to be honest. I mean, just to be completely honest, if she masturbates, she must also fuck herself wrong.
But she's not saying that sort of intercourse is wrong.
I know. She's saying usually...
penetration is her problem.
Oi. Well, I keep saying... Well, she needs to be fucked right. I'm telling her pay a stripper, she'll be fine. Or a male prostitute, or some random hobo in the streets. It doesn't matter. Where she contract she deserves. We have 46 seconds.
Oh, well, I have something for the next episode, then.
Alright. We are signing off, everyone. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. And not to you. Or do you know who you are?